Okay, Alex, you're the first one. I'm ready to take you as the first customer for therapy.
I don't have much BC. I didn't have much time to play.
You said didn't have much time to play, but it sounds like you still managed to get a few games in, right? How did those games go?
One of my last matches was against the goddamn SAP Sipper for Giraffe Specs over team.
Not Sap Sipper for a giraffe again. I feel like I've heard the stories about more than one Sap Sipper for a giraffe. Was it skill swap or was it choice band?
Must have been skill swap, because it was Iron Ball.
I'm sorry, Iron Ball?
Undersped my Among Us.
Wait, were you not min speed?
I wasn't min speed, just slow enough to underspeed Hans Ice Rider Ursa.
Okay. GCs, am I right?
I also parried the Ogre, and it undersped Gus in TR. Still won though.
Okay, at least you won. The last time I ran into Sap Sipper for a giraffe, I could not say the same. At this point, I don't even think I can give you any advice or anything to prescribe you to deal with that because, well, yeah, you dealt with that anyway. Anything else that you've run into in that run?
That's really it though, NGL. It was a mostly chill run save for me kinda sucking at points.
Hi, I have my clip to share when it's my turn if that's alright.
Yes, Ellie, that is completely fine.
Get me off this couch, I'm not very entertaining.
You know what? If you say so, boss. Ellie, what did you have to share about your GC?
It's what I mentioned yesterday. I was expecting a lot of losses, but this one hurt.
Can I get the link cleanly? Can I get the video cleanly? We've got it. Okay, I'll just take a moment to say how silly every single moment of that clip is. First of all, like it said, frozen turkey that shoots fire is frozen solid and can't thaw. The Terra breaking just looked like it's thawing just as it fades. Which honestly is kind of funny. And then to make everything worse, that person name is Walrus. 2 exclamation marks. That is the kind of player name that you pick when you say, hi, I want to be quirky and silly. And then you pull that off.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I lost to a guy named Walrus. Anyway, I was so tilted I stopped the GC after that, smiley face.
I probably would be too tilted to continue too. There are 2 approaches that you can take to not have to deal with something like this again. 1, never run into Walrus ever again. Or 2, wait, I need to look it up. Is Walrein in the game? You're right, it's not. Tragic. I was gonna say the only thing that could be worse than losing to someone named Walrus is losing to someone running the Walrus.
True.
I think that the best advice I can give is retire until Gen 10 until they add Walrein again and then have your revenge.
I like that idea. I'm gonna write that down and keep it in mind.
Perfect. Glad that GC therapy could have helped.
Walrein Sweep 2027.
I believe in the Walrein sweep. Did you run into anything else in the GC?
That was the main one.
0 to 37 1075.
Okay, please sign up for therapy. I need to hear all of the stories.
Most of the first teams I faced were normal, but the first team that was weird was the CSR Rage team. After that I had the Meridian and Lunola Milwaukee team. Twice.
I mean, I'm not surprised because like I was telling people, I think that there were 2 teams that we're going to see a lot of. And that was one of the 2 of the other one. Pokeaim's team.
A Ninetales CIR, Frostmoth, and Setiton.
Oh, you played against Grusha? Well, played is a strong word in your case. Because I will explain, Apple tried going for the 045 and forfeited turn 1 every single game.
I did play exactly 1 turn because they lead Blissey and I Terra Stellar Throat Chop would hammer that bitch.
Is that the only turn that you played in the single GC?
That was the only turn I played at all.
That is so respectable. You know what? I respect that so much.
I do plan to start earlier so I can try to finish out all 45 next GC. TBH, I was watching a show and clicking buttons. There were 90% real teams TBH.
Okay, you know that's valid.
Like 2 in-game teams. I did see Double Dog.
Okay, yeah, that counts as weird.
It was Double Dog, Kaksaya, Vivillon, Ninetales.
Congrats on the D2, by the way, Apple.
It was very fraudulent.
You might call it fraudulent, but you were either good enough to take advantage of the luck, or you were smart enough to make the right meta call so that you can be lucky. Sure, you can say it's fraudulent, but you still earned it. I'm saying that with someone who's had to struggle with like that kind of stealing for years, where I just wondered, was my top cut fraudulent? Was I just lucky? And then I will still say that yes, I was lucky, just because I got lucky doesn't mean I didn't deserve it. And that's the same thing with your day too.
Thanks. It makes up for the one I threw.
Hi, Aqua. You want your turn for therapy? Welcome to therapy. Please tell me all about what bothers you with your run.
Crits, burns, flinches, the usual GC pains.
Flinches? From what?
I don't remember, but I'm sure I got flinched from Chien Pao.
Yeah, probably. I mean, crits and burns, yeah, I think we've all had our fair shares. Enough?
OMG, I still hate Dondosa Wheezing is still around.
But you know what they say, right, about Dondozo players? People who play Dondozo all the time usually have dull eyes, extremely low self-esteem, and their IQ drops year by year, eventually becoming complete fools. Playing Dondozo will damage the body structure and cause various incurable diseases. Once a person starts playing Dondozo, it means that his intelligence, character, and appearance are all inferior, and he can only survive in the gutter in this life. People who play Dondozo have strong antisocial tendencies, causing damage to public security and endangering the lives of normal people.
Yeah, don't have the funny text on me lol.
I figured it was gonna come up, so I had it on standby.
Other than that, nothing else too crazy, but also probably because APAC players aren't included this time.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. I think that also why like there aren't too many people who have shown
You
up.
can time me out.
You know what? I'll do it for one single reason. I can show off one thing that I've done. Let's take a moment of silence for Nerd of Now. And here we are today, in memory of Nerd of Now. He is going to be remembered for many things. The 2018 Toronto Regionals top cutter, a man who has worked at the damage calc for years. And more importantly, I will remember him as a friend.
Stop telling people I'm dead.